Dahil po sa matagumpay na kampanya ng ating mga manlalaro sa nakaraang Asian Games, ay minarapat ko pong ibida sa inyo si Justin Noypi Brownlee tungkol sa karanasan niya sa hearing sa Senado. Hindi po kasi matatawaran ang pagiging GOAT or greatest of all time ni Justin Brownlee. Kaya naman, dapat din natin mapasalamatan ang mga senador na nagpursigi ng batas para siya ay ihirang na Filipino citizen at gawing naturalized ng ating bansa. Ngayon, kasi sa bidyong ito ay matutunghayan natin kung paano siya hinangaan ng mga senador noon sa hearing na to at mabilis ang aprubahan din noon ang lahat ng ito. Kaya bago po ang lahat, ay welcome po muna sa aking channel at muling nagbabalik ang inyong lingkod, PadsPressTV. Kaya bago po natin ituloy ang video, ay mag-intro po muna tayo.
Of course, Mr. President, we also would like to welcome our basketball idol who is also here with us. And I know we are all excited to vote for third reading later on. We have with us Justin Brownlee, Mr. President, who is here at the gallery.
Oh, there he is.
Our good friend, basketball icon, Justin
Yes.
Brownlee.
Welcome to your future Senate, as you'll be a member of, citizen of this republic.
Yes, Mr. President, dear colleagues, we are now on the consideration, Mr. President, on third reading. And so with the approval of the body, I move to consider on third reading House Bill number 6224. Copies of the bill were electronically distributed to the members on December 6, 2022 in compliance with the 3-day rule under our Constitution. I so move, Mr. President.
There being no objection to the motion of the Majority Floor Leader, motion is approved. We'll now ask the Secretary to read the title of the measure and proceed with the roll call vote.
An act granting Philippine citizenship to Justin Donta Brownlee.
With 21 affirmative votes, no negative votes, no abstentions, House Bill number 6224, granting Filipino citizenship to Justin Donta Brownlee, is hereby approved on third and final reading. Congratulations.
Mr. President, we congratulate our dear idol, and this has been everyone's dream, Filipino basketball fans' dream, to see Justin Brownlee to wear our Philippine jersey. May I move for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
I believe Senator Tolentino would like to say a word.
Yes, Mr. President. May I move that Senator Tolentino, the
Recognized.
principal sponsor, be recognized, Mr. President.
Senator Tolentino from the great province of Cavite is recognized.
Mr. President, just some words for the third reading. Mr. President, our dear colleagues in the Senate, a pleasant afternoon. On 10 December 2022, Morocco became the first African Arab team to advance to the semifinals of a World Cup. They're playing right now in Doha, Qatar. Recommending the approval of Senate Bill 6224, introduced by Representative Michael Romero, entitled An Act Granting Philippine Citizenship to Justin Donta Brownlee, taking into consideration Senate Bill 1336, introduced by Senators Ronald Bato de la Rosa and Christopher Bongo, Senate Bill number 1516, introduced by Senator Sani Angara, and Senate Bill 1519, introduced by Senator Joel Villanueva. Pursuant to the Congress legislative authority under our Constitution, we can grant Filipino citizenship to certain foreign nationals for their significant contribution or notable service to the country. This measure will grant Philippine citizenship to one exceptional person, Mr. Justin Donta Brownlee, who has certainly exemplified and enshrined the Filipino values of hard work, perseverance, determination, and dedication to his craft. Mr. President, Mr. Brownlee is currently in the middle of a training for the PBA Commissioners' Cup semifinals and only went here to attend the third reading of this measure. Mr. President, this shows how significant this day is to him. This day, this body approved the measure to grant him Filipino citizenship. To state that Mr. Brownlee is an outstanding basketball player is an understatement. He will surely reinforce the Gilas team in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers next year. As attested by his coaches and colleagues, he has continuously been attending Gilas practices since September despite knowing that he might not be able to play in the FIBA World Cup come 2023. I would like to thank Congressman Michael Romero again for House Bill 6224, as well as again Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa and Senator Bongo for Senate Bill 1336, Senator Sani Angara for filing Senate Bill 1516, our Majority Leader Senator Joel Villanueva for filing Senate Bill 1519. With all their assistance and guidance, we were able to pass this measure on third reading before our break. Thank you also to our Senate President, Senators Risa Ontiveros, Nancy Binay, Cynthia Villar, Mark Villar, and Bong Revilla for co-sponsoring this measure. And I think also Senator Jingo Estrada, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the co-sponsors. He only interpolated the measure, Mr. President. I am excited to see what the future holds for Mr. Brownlee as a citizen of this country. He will also be a reserve officer in the Philippine Army, Mr. President. I am certain that he will be a great addition to this great republic. Malugod ko pong binabati si Ginoong Justin Brownlee, who has certainly exemplified and enshrined the Filipino values of hard work, perseverance, determination, and dedication to his craft. Mr. President, Mr. Brownlee is currently in the middle of a training for the PBA Commissioners' Cup semifinals and only went here to attend the third reading of this measure. Mr. President, this shows how significant this day is to him. This day, this body approved the measure to grant him Filipino citizenship. To say that Mr. Brownlee is an outstanding basketball player is an understatement. He will surely reinforce the Gilas team in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers next year. As attested by his coaches and colleagues, he has continuously been attending Gilas practices since September despite knowing that he might not be able to play in the FIBA World Cup come 2023. I would like to thank Congressman Michael Romero again for House Bill 6224, as well as again Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa and Senator Bongo for Senate Bill 1336, Senator Sani Angara for filing Senate Bill 1516, our Majority Leader Senator Joel Villanueva for filing Senate Bill 1519. With all their assistance and guidance, we were able to pass this measure on third reading before our break. Thank you also to our Senate President, Senators Risa Ontiveros, Nancy Binay, Cynthia Villar, Mark Villar, and Bong Revilla for co-sponsoring this measure. And I think also Senator Jingo Estrada, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the co-sponsors. He only interpolated the measure, Mr. President. I am excited to see what the future holds for Mr. Brownlee as a citizen of this country. He will also be a reserve officer in the Philippine Army, Mr. President. I am certain that he will be a great addition to this great republic. Malugod ko pong binabati si Ginoong Justin Brownlee sa panibagong yugto ng kanyang buhay bilang isang ganap na Pilipino. Naway iyong isabuhay ang pagka-Pilipino sa isip, sa salita at sa gawa. Mabuhay ka, Justin. Thank you, Mr. President. And may I have the honor as the chairman of the Committee on Justice and Human Rights to give him the first Filipino flag that he will be unfurling and be part of his living room for the rest of his life. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. But before we suspend session so that we can approach Mr. Brownlee,
Mr. President, there are three more who would like to explain their votes, Mr. President.
let's proceed.
May I move, Mr. President, that we recognize Senator Bongo to explain his votes, Mr. President. So move.
Senator Bongo is recognized.
Mr. President, I just want to thank the sponsor, Senator Francis Tolentino, at sa lahat po ng author, mga kasamahan natin dito, Senator Angara, Senator Majo, mga first five, Senator Bato, Senator Zubiri, lahat na, Senator Estrada. May sarili ring team ito. Senator Binay, Senator Ligarda, Senator Pimentel, Senator Ontivero, Senator Lapid, Senator Marcos, Senator Villar, Senator Revilla, Senator Padilla, sa lahat ng kasama natin, Senator Cayetano, sa tulong for prioritizing this measure with Justin Brownlee on our side. We can bolster our chances in various international competitions. Kasama na dyan ang FIBA 2023 na isa po tayo sa mga host at stake po dito. Ang ating bayan, sana po'y pumasok tayo sa Final 8 at manalo. To Mr. Brownlee, naway patuloy mong isapuso ang pagiging isang Pilipino. Mahalin mo ang Pilipinas, isapuso ang tungkulin ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na magsilbi sa bayan at unahin ang interes ng Pilipinas. Mabuhay ka, Mr. Justin Brownlee. Thank you, Mr. President.
De la Raza. I move that he be recognized, Mr. President.
Our distinguished colleague from the province of Davao del Sur and Davao City is recognized, distinguished gentleman, sa Bato de la Rosa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, time is running out. The game, or shall we say, the future of Philippine basketball is on the line. And this chamber has the opportunity to take the winning shot. Do we take our chance at glory or do we pass? I say, we go all in, Mr. President. Never say die. Today, we profess our unwavering support to naturalize Mr. Justin Brownlee. Teams draft and trade for players to improve their chances of winning. The addition of Justin in the Philippine team is not only a win for our basketball program, but a win for our nation. A great defender, reliable perimeter shooter, clutch player, and a crowd favorite is added to our team. But most importantly, a good person is added to our citizenry. Justin may have hailed from Georgia, USA, but would later on become known to be one of the most loved residents of the most popular barangay in the Philippines, Barangay Ginebra. A polite, mild-mannered teammate will now be a fellow Filipino. We are the best basketball fans in the planet, the most passionate. There is a saying in the world of sports, game recognizes game. Usually, this pertains to high praises and respect of player towards another. The Filipino people acknowledge the accomplishments and honor he has brought to his barangay. Now, he will be doing it for the whole country. This humble representation believes that more wins in the international basketball scene are coming our way. However, even before a single game is played by Justin wearing our country's colors, he has already won in life, and so have we in him. He vowed to use his stature and influence to further our advocacy against illegal drugs, the real MVP, true and true. Thank you, Senator Tolentino. You should be awarded as Best Team General Manager for making all this happen. I will never think twice of giving you an assist. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I will move for a minute suspension so that we can...
Before you do that, I'd just like to just manifest your honor to Mr. Brownlee. Mr. Brownlee, I also had the opportunity, your honor, of having to sponsor Marcos Daufit in several congresses past. And it was an honor for me to be able to have him naturalized to play for the Philippines. But you're being given a chance today. It's very difficult to become a Filipino citizen. Senator Coco knows that, being a top lawyer. There's only two ways to do it. One through legislation, the other through the judicial process, which can take several years. Your citizenship was given to you in a very quick manner because of the need to have a very good player with the Philippine team. But you are being given the responsibility, sir, of having full civil and political rights as a Filipino. Please put that in heart. Because not only can you play for the Philippine team, but you can also even elect leaders in the future who are good for the country because we are giving you full civil and political rights. All we ask, Mr. Brownlee, is for you to play your heart and soul for our country. You are now an adopted Filipino, and you will be loved as a Filipino by each and every one of us. And hopefully you'll be able to promote our country all over the world. I'll give an example. Miss Frank here, she's Filipino-American, but wherever she goes to play to rider skates, she carries with her the Philippine flag proudly. And we hope that wherever you go as well, Mr. Brownlee, you now have the hopes, dreams, and aspiration of every Filipino, especially every basketball-loving Filipino. So I wanted to put that on record and congratulate you personally. With that, we ask for a minute suspension so that I can ask my colleagues, maybe they can approach the podium up here with Mr. Brownlee and we can have a photo opportunity with him here in the Senate. Session suspended for 1 minute.
Yan po, napanood po natin ang buong video at sinariwa natin kung saan ay nakasuporta ang ating mga senador kay Justin Noypi Brownlee. Pero hindi naman ipapagkaila yung galing rin ni Coach Tim Kuhn at mga kasama niya mga player. Imagine, bukod sa 62 years na uwaw na tayo sa gintong medalya ng Asian Games, ay nawawalan pa ng pag-asa dahil sa pag-iwana rin kasi yung PBA ng ibang bansang liga, kagaya ng professional na liga sa karatig nating mga bansa. Coach Tim Kuhn, Justin Noypi Brownlee at Gilas player. Then, of course, pati coaching staff na bumubuo ay saludo ang sambayanang Pilipino. At ang pinakahuli ay ang mga senador na nagpursigi. Aprubahan na maging naturalized player ng ating bansa si Justin Noypi Brownlee. Kaya maraming salamat sa inyo. Ang buong bansa ay nagpupunyagi at natutuwa sa ginawang Never Say Die ni Justin Brownlee. Kaya hanggang dito na lamang po. At kung hindi ka pa nakakapag-subscribe, please subscribe my channel para lagi kang updated sa bawat upload ko. Maraming salamat po.